Greetings, everybody. Good afternoon. It is Thursday, June the 11th, and this is Chronicles of My Journey. Today's appointment was with Dr. Park, who is the oncologist. And today we discussed the future of my treatments, this hysterectomy that's coming up, and long-term things. So so in the last video I told you guys that I was wrestling with wanting to have another baby, and I don't know like if that is just a temporary thing, because Dr. Park was very clear that cancer and chemo and the whole journey itself can bring about emotions and feelings that typically were not there. And so what I'm trying to sort through in my mind is, am I wanting another baby because I feel like the cancer was a crisis to me? Do I want another baby because Jason is about to leave and I feel like I have empty nest syndrome? Do I want another baby because it gives me the feeling that I am a woman? So I have been really depressed about it, like really wrestling with the thought of having another kid. I know, I thought in my younger days, I always wanted two, and I thought that it would help relieve some of the pressure from Jason being the only child that has to take care of me when I'm old. So that's what we wrestle with. So Dr. Park, when I got there today, we just kind of chit-chatted at first. And he did a breast exam. So the first thing we talked about was the plan for going forward, because in one of the previous videos, I told you the insurance company is not willing to pay for a bunch of scans that will produce no fruit. And Dr. Park says that it is no faster way to catch the cancer if I get a bunch of scans. He said that if the cancer reappears in the breast area, I'm going to feel it like I did last time. And if it produces itself in a different area, it will cause me to feel sick, or something will happen to alert me that something is different. And at that point, we can do scans, we can run blood work, and that can be done through my primary doctor. She's with Vanderbilt as well. He did just suggest that I stay on my regimen of seeing my OBGYN on a regular basis, seeing my GYN oncologist on a regular basis, as we have discussed. And of course, coming back to him every 6 months to just, check how everything is going, to see if he can see anything or feel anything himself. And I talked about that was a concern for me, because it makes me feel scared that what if it doesn't appear until it's like stage 4? What if it doesn't show itself until it's way out of control? And, he's still stuck to even getting a scan once a year wouldn't be any faster than catching it, because it's making me sick some kind of way. So he stuck to that. That's he felt very strongly that was the best plan of action. He did say that he was treating me as if the cancer was completely gone, and he lived by the faith that I am cured. And that was really powerful too, because, if you and I believe in the same God, and you praying for me, that is awesome. I think that's great medicine. So I'm trying to relax through that. So we talked about that. Then the next thing we talked about is the psychological counseling. I'd already talked about this part in a previous post about the ABC classes. So of course, because of the pandemic, they're not really offering the classes like they used to now. So I'm just kind of trying to wait for everything to get back in motion so that I can go to those classes and get through that. Because now what I'm experiencing, like I said before, I think I want to be a new baby. I want to re-experience parenting of a little kid. I think part of it too, and I don't know, those of you that know me know that co-parenting with Jason's dad was really rough. Like the first, 8 years of life. Like it was court dates and text messages all night and back and forth and arguing and fighting and just drama. And, I talked to my best friend Mel today, and I was telling her, I feel like I missed some things because I didn't get to be that parent that I wanted to be for Jason. Now, I think I was a good parent, no doubt. But I just feel like some of his benchmarks and some of the things in life that he experienced and he went through, I felt horrible as a mom because I couldn't shelter him from that. Even if I didn't respond to the text messages and all of that, it would just make his dad get worse. So we fought like cats and dogs for a very long time. And so part of me feels like I didn't get to be the parent I wanted to be. So some of that emotional baggage that I'm carrying may or may not have to do with cancer. I don't know. I'm still processing it. I'm still praying over it. I'm still trying to sort through what my mind is really dealing with, So, I got friends, and I reached out to some of my friends, and they have little babies. And, I enjoy watching you all raise your kids and grandkids online, but something about having your own kid is just a little different. So that's what Dr. Park and I discussed, which led him to asking me, what was it worth? And what that means is this. I don't have to have the surgery right away because the surgery is an elective. It's an optional thing for me. Let me break it down like this. It's an option, okay? But here's what the back half of it could be. Dr. Park said that my reproductive organs can kick back in, but it's gonna take a year. So here's the thing I have to think about. Do I want to wait a year to see if my cycle starts back up and then try to have a baby behind that? Because waiting could mean that the cancer could come through the ovaries or the tubes or the uterus or whatever. So what you wrestle with is, do I want to wait a year and hope that the cancer doesn't beat the baby? Or what if I wait a year, have a baby, and then the cancer comes because I didn't take the ovaries out? What do you want from this is what he's saying. So is it worth risking my life or risking having that cancer come back to see if I can have a baby? Because now, here's what it is. I'm 43, and 45, he said, is right when people start to hit menopause. But the chemo sent me into menopause early. So I'm 2 years early. So it's what they call perimenopausal. So there is a small glimmer of hope that my cycle can come back. But now, he said that he would not advise it if I were 45, because at that point, he's about sure that the female reproductive system would have been just destroyed because of the cancer. Flip side that you think about, let's say I wait a year, get pregnant, have a baby, the cancer comes back, and then I die. Like my best friend said, then you have to worry about who's going to take care of that kid and who's going to take care of Jason. And so all these different little thoughts come in my head. And that's what I'm wrestling with. Like, really, really wrestling with. So to Dr. Park, he's saying close monitoring, we can catch it early. We can do what we got to do. So if you want to wait a year to see if your cycle will start back up, you're more than welcome to do that. But I won't make those decisions for you. You have to make them for yourself with all the information you can find. Like he says, I want you to be well informed when you decide what you decide. So I said to him, well, we already got the surgery scheduled for June 24th. And I'm going to leave the date on there because this is my thing. I want to pray about it, of course. I never want to move until God gives me the green light to go or go sit down somewhere. And all my life, God has been very, very clear with me with certain things. Now, like I done asked for the Powerball and he ain't giving me that. And I done asked for a husband and he ain't giving me that. But everything else that I ask God for, he is spot on when he talks to me. So I want to pray about it. I want to wait and see if I get some type of resolve from God that says, yes, I will give you this blessing, or no, get on in there and have this surgery. So that was today's whole topic of figuring that part out. Because I don't want to be selfish and have a kid and then the cancer comes back. Like that would be like a double whammy. That would be like a slap in the face, and I just know chemo is very hard on the body. And I mean, like when I was on the red chemo, and then that Neulasta, when that pod would go off, I could sleep for 2 days straight. I mean, barely wake up and go to the bathroom and sleep the rest of the time. If that were to come back and reoccur, Dr. Park said we would start chemo again and we would, go back through the whole process all over again. But that just means now I wouldn't be physically capable of handling a baby. I just wouldn't. That was too hard. And my saving grace is Jason. He's old. Like he didn't need me for a lot of things. Like, and then his grandparents took care of him, and his dad did come down. Now me and his dad get along fine now. Like we ain't best friends. We ain't BFFs. But he has matured somewhat to a place where we co-parent fairly well, and it ain't none of the drama that it used to be. So I had support getting through the first obstacle of life. So that's something that I need to weigh in on. And then part of me kind of feels like I kind of resent losing what makes me a woman, losing the thing that I have that men don't have. And it's not that I'm man bashing. That parenting to me is such an honor. It is the best thing you could ever do. And I adore my son. He drives me nuts like every teenager, but I wholeheartedly love my son and I love being a parent. So I don't know if I'm just kind of starting to panic because he's 15. He's a junior, and that means I ain't got but 2 more years and brother gonna be going on by his life and he ain't gonna look back, I don't know if I'm just scared. I don't know if I'm just scared because of the cancer. So like I said, all the things I said before, they still stand. I just don't know what I'm wrestling with. That's the thing. I don't know what my demon is doing to me. It is mental. I think it's most certainly mental. But I don't know. And like I said, I was getting my fix. Legend would come by and I could snuggle on him and smell his little toes. You know how we do with babies. I got my fix out of Legend. But, now Legend is older and he's done went on about his life. He ain't think about me. So, I don't have anything to get my fix. I don't have anything, I just don't know, y'all. So this is just kind of part of the journey. So Dr. Park was right. This is all baggage. Like this is heavy to carry, and he knows that when I said to him, so how we gonna make sure it don't come back? Or how we gonna make sure I ain't dying now and don't nobody know? You know, he said, see, that's why I want you to go to those classes. Because your mind is set on what if that cancer comes back. And you're not living a full productive life because you spend so much time worrying about the what ifs. I guess he's right. I didn't think it was a bad thing to wonder how y'all gonna save me, but I guess he's right. If I'm thinking about that several times a day, several times a week, and I'm really just in my head trying to figure out what y'all gonna do to save my life, I guess he's right. So I don't know. So that's what we got. The surgery is still on. The other surgery is July the 3rd, I think. I have to be tested for COVID 2 days before each surgery, so we'll just have to see how this all works out. But that's what we got. Stay on your prayer targets. We're going to continue to pray that God sends us a cure for cancer for good, that we obliterate cancer, that we break generational curses of sickness and illness and death of cancer. We're going to continue to pray for the sin sick world and pray for peace. We have new prayer targets. Lord, the world is so messed up right now, and we just got to put those in the prayer targets. Please, sir, please, ma'am, go and get your mammograms, go and get your pap smears, go check on yourself, check your blood pressure. Every blue moon, have them check your sugar just to be sure, because even the healthiest person in the world can have a problem. So go check on yourself. Make sure you're doing okay. I think that's all I got. If you have any questions or thoughts about this, I would be interested. Now, at your age, let me toss this out there. At your age, what would you do? What would this be worth for you? If you don't want to put it under the comments, that's fine. Maybe inbox me if you feel the need. Just kind of let me know what you think. Like, would you wait a year to see if your reproductive organs still work and try to have the baby? Or would you just say, you know what, let me just go and try to live and go ahead and get this surgery and hope that the cancer don't come back? So let me know your thoughts on that. I'd be interested. Weigh in on that for me. Let me know what you think. I know everybody's financial situation is something, and maybe you already got 2 or 3 kids. I know everybody's situation is different, but based on what you have heard me say, what do you think about that? Like, what do you think about it? Anyway, that's all I got. Y'all have a good day, a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. Just know that I am praying for the world. Join me in praying for the world. I love you all. Thank you for your support, your calls, your text messages. I am doing fine. I have gained all my weight back. They gave me some new medicine, and my blood pressure is under control now, honey. So I'm doing great. I don't have a complaint in the world. We just got a couple of more things we got to jump through to get through this process. And I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. So anyway, I love you. Bye.